Hey everyone, this is Josh from before, and I'm here with the Last Night on Earth Scarecrow from the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. This is the fourth figure from this line that I've reviewed, and so far I've been really impressed with this whole wave. And I'm looking forward to getting this Scarecrow. But some notes before I get into it, and this is just sort of a I don't know where you fall on the spectrum of your enthusiasm level for the multiverse line. I overall really like the way that they choose characters and character designs from some underappreciated or underutilized storylines or sources. And it's really fun to kind of see like, oh man, I never thought or thought that we would get this version of a character. I never really thought about how cool that version would look as an action figure. That said, this is a Build-A-Figure wave, which retails for $25 as opposed to the normal 20. Now I know if you pre-ordered this on Target, they were $20 for pre-order, but the general retail is $25. And if you were not gonna be doing the Build-A-Figure, that means this half of a Scarecrow, a Scarecrow with no legs, is $25. And I gotta say, I think the value is kind of on the weak side. The same with the Robin Crow, which was the merciless Build-A-Fig wave. It's the smallest figure in the whole line, and it's $25. And so if I was just going after that one and I didn't care about the Build-A-Fig, I would be pretty annoyed. So if you are in that boat, you have my sympathy, because I think that is kind of annoying. And do I want a classic Scarecrow? Absolutely. I want the burlap sack head and the hat like, Tim Sale, and, the Scarecrow that looks like he came off of a Goosebumps book cover. But for now we're getting this one, and it's unique and interesting, and I am looking forward to opening it up and seeing what he's all about. But yeah, if you're in the position where you just want this Scarecrow and you got to pay $25 and you just got to get this, hunk of plastic that you're not going to use for the Build-A-Fig, I feel your pain. So looking at the box, I've said it before, I like it when they put these logos from the source material on here. It just helps make the box a little more unique. On the back, there's this great Greg Capullo art with Bane, and shows you how to assemble which piece you came with, how to assemble it as if that's rocket science, and a picture of the final Bane. And that's the plain side, and there are those sweet Brickseek numbers. So I hope that helps you find it. I found this at Target, even though I had it pre-ordered. The pre-orders are still saying they ship it into February, and they're hitting stores now. So if you're on the lookout for these, it's getting increasingly likely that they are going to show up. And one more thing before I start opening it, I'm already a little annoyed at the way this has been crammed in here. Look at the way they did that hand. Like, that's just getting crammed into the corner there. And then this bungee cord, or the zip tie or whatever, is kind of pushing on his jacket. And I'm pretty certain these fingers and that jacket, they're softer material than the rest of the plastic. So I'm a little worried that's going to be kind of warped, and yeah, so maybe off to a rocky start, but we'll see what happens when we get in here. And so I have been saying this in the other videos. I'm gonna do the Bane on his own in a standalone video, so I'm not taking this torso out in this video. And then here's the trading card, obviously, but because the Scarecrow doesn't have any legs, he comes with a flight stand, which is great in general, but especially if you're going to be posing your Scarecrow on Bane's back like he is in the artwork here, well, there's a free flight stand. And here's a little tip for me. you don't have to use the flight stands on flying characters. Use them to get people in cool jump poses. That's just my feedback. That's my helpful tip. And actually, even though I know in the same vein as the flight stand, I probably will be ultimately posing this guy on Bane's back, but I'm always looking for like little unique, like I like to not kind of replicate the same pose over and over again, and I'm always looking for a variety of things. The fact that this guy has no legs and these crazy creepy fingers and stuff, he could look cool just crawling on the ground. You know what I mean? And I can't think of any other like figures that maybe would feel natural in that kind of pose. So that, you know, I might play around with that too, not even having him on Bane's back. Just a thought. So let's take a look at him here. You can see his head underneath this. Which, what is this? The artwork doesn't make it clear. I mean, it's a clear plastic bag. Is that what it is? I don't understand. And then it's hanging from this. I don't know. If somebody knows what this is meant to be, what this material is, I would like to know. I'm curious. So I love these asymmetrical shoulders of his kind of torn jacket. You know, like it's just seen better days. It's seen a lot of wear and tear and been kind of stitched back together and isn't quite perfect. I love details like that, especially like on a monster kind of character. You can see his guts in there. Very unusual in this line is these ball joints on the elbows. They look a little out of place, but really cool mechanical fingers with syringes on the end of them. Remind me of the Arkham games a little bit. That one's bent. Yikes. Hopefully you can straighten that out. Yeah, this thing's bent to heck all out of the gate. Really amazing detail on the back. And stitched together. He's kind of got a little hunchback, awesome wrinkles and like tears in this fabric. Yeah. This jacket has seen some better days. It's cool. And yeah, more asymmetrical details, which I really like. Just the way the different sleeves of the jacket look slightly different. The tattered bits that are hanging down, they don't quite, you know, line up perfectly. That kind of stuff is always great for me. Look at this. This is bent back. This thing got crammed in there, kind of weird. I don't like that. It's annoying. So I'm gonna start actually moving them around. Oh yeah, which does he have? I guess he still does kind of have butterfly. It's maybe not as yeah. You can see it in there a little bit. It's not quite as pronounced as maybe some of the big figures. And it was the same with the Wonder Woman in this wave. She's got smaller arms. He's got smaller arms. And then so the sockets that it goes into, the shoulder sockets, they're not as big. So it's not quite as much of a range as the normal butterfly, but it is there a little bit. I'm still just like, yeah, every time I catch a new little detail, though, like looks like his like clavicle's broken and stuff. It's super cool. He's a gnarly figure. I mean, he's a cool looking monster. Despite my issues of bang for your buck. Oh, these elbows work really well. I mean, they don't go up any higher than that, but I mean, this is super cool. And they move like that, they move like this, and just so, like, it makes such a difference putting those hands forward like that. He's really coming at you. He's pretty creepy and cool. Like, look at that. That's rad. That's awesome. And he's got these kind of like on his arms, it looks like repurposed kind of like leg braces, you know, and again, more asymmetrical bits of business, you know, more different. We got like leather straps kind of tied in different ways on each one, kind of different, slightly different details, which is nice. Fingers. Well, these are all warped together. This really sucks, the way these are bent out of shape, but it's nice to be able to move these fingers. It reminds me of the Edward Scissorhands from the movie Maniacs line, the way they got these. You can't move each figure individually, and it looks like the thumbs don't move either. But being able to give it a little bit of different, you know. It's pretty cool. You can make some pretty significant adjustments with just some slight movements of those fingers, and every way you do it, it just looks cool and creepy, and he's really monstrous. You know, like, I don't know. This is awesome. I feel like I was coming at this one looking to nitpick it, but now that I'm just seeing it in action, I'm really impressed. And I'm always like just a character with a unique profile and a unique sort of thing going on, you know, a different look. I'm always on board for that. I just like, you know, having everybody look different colors, different shape, different pose, different sizes. I don't like to just repeat the same trick over and over again. Yeah, I mean, even though he's got half as many limbs and joints as a normal figure, it's just really fun to mess around with. I cannot undersell how enjoyable this is. Oh, this is cool. Look at this. This actually moves. His like tailbone down here, like the bottom half of his spine, it actually moves. That's a nice detail. That feels like something like they didn't have to do that, but the fact that they did is a nice touch. And this is the peg that goes into Bane's back when you build the Bane, which the way they've got that kind of hidden as part of his guts down here is an effective design choice. I like that. The head moves really well. Even, you know, he's got this bag with the noose on top of it and this thing hanging off the back, but it still moves really well. Yeah, and see, if you had him, I want this guy to be crawling on the ground, like, yeah, I don't know what this is supposed to be. I mean, I truly don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's clearly a tube that goes to something at the end, but I don't know what it means. And I don't think there's anywhere in the comic book that even makes it clear. So here's actually, I'm gonna get this head thing out from underneath here, because I know I've seen other people pop this off. Yeah. This pops off, comes out untucked from underneath the noose around his neck. And so he's got this head. And this head, he reminds me of back in the day, there were action figures for the movie Congo, which was the Michael Crichton book about the like crazy rabid like monkeys in Africa. It looks like one of those, his head does, but it's cool. It also looks a little bit like Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid. The way his nose is cut off, and he's kind of. This is really cool. Look at this. The way he's got this sort of hanging. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this meant to. Is it just like exposed muscles? But they come down his cheek, but they're still like cut out. You can see through his cheek like that. That's pretty cool. That really, I already wanted them to do a Two-Face, but now I want it even more. The way this guy looks. I'm not sure if this is, I guess this is his hairline. So even though his face is rotten off, he's still got a pretty decent head of hair. But, you know, the way these sort of details pop out and give it, you know, some extra dimension. It's not just flat on there. This is hollow. I think it's because this thing fits in the back, which is whatever. It's all right. This is, see, this noose moves around. It would be cool to have somebody holding him like that. And he's still reaching out. I don't know. Whoa. See, this is cool. See, I was kind of talking smack about this earlier, and it's just really fun. Let me get out his, this is, well, the jacket's really nice. A successful jacket, which makes me want to say, hello, McFarlane Toys make a Constantine. The way that's torn is really cool, just very well executed. Wrinkles in the jacket, like, they're just getting better and better with these soft materials. Super cool. And just the details on these, you know what I mean? They're just like rotten and damaged. This is cool. This is cool. This noose is like a separate piece. It's freaking awesome. I can't get over this. Like that I feel like somebody's got to be holding them like that. I'm actually more interested in posing him like this with somebody holding them up instead of putting him on Bane's back, actually. Let me pop that flight stand out real quick. This is a flight stand. If you've seen these, you know what they are. If you haven't seen them, some of the figures that come with this, you slide this top piece into there, and you're ready to go. So let's get him up in here and put this back on let's find out how hard this is to put back on. It might be kind of tricky because the way the noose goes over the bottom lip. See, I think if I put it back on, I'm gonna kind of squeeze in like that. That's not so bad. That's actually, okay. That's easy. Yeah, putting it back on is easier than taking it off, kind of. So there he is in the flight stand. I don't know. I have a hard time imagining somebody who just wants only this Scarecrow. I mean, I guess if you're like a horror fan, or if you love this character, you know, I'm sure you'd be wanting to pick him up. But as far as just being a solo, like if I was only gonna get one character from this whole line or this wave even, I don't think I'd be going for this guy. Because just having a guy with no legs on a flight stand, it just feels a little weird. Not that weird's always bad, just maybe not my first choice. And you can see how he kind of stacks up here next to the Batman from the same wave. And actually just his proportions next to a Marvel Legend are actually, they're a little closer because he's a sort of a thinner, he's kind of emaciated and rotting and sort of falling apart. So yeah, there it was. I mean, I think you were all there with me, and you saw I was pleasantly surprised with just how cool this guy is and how fun he is to play with. Obviously a very unique guy, and I'm all about, I really do enjoy figures that come out and they just do weird things that no other figure is even trying to do, and just with a shape and a color and silhouette that really makes the individual stand out when you put them against all the other releases from this line. So I think that's all I got for Last Night on Earth Scarecrow. Let me know in the comments what you think of this guy, or if you're interested at all, or if you the value of a half of a character, for a Build-A-Figure price kind of annoys you. Tell me what you think about all of that. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.